What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So my good friends over at Fragrance Buy offered up a few clone fragrances that I was definitely interested in checking them out. Most notably, Luciano's Coastal Breeze, which is supposed to be a great take on Pacific Chill, which I have and did buy from Louis Vuitton. So we're going to be comparing that side by side because I have people ask me all the time, what's a great clone for Pacific Chill? And I never smelled one. And this is supposed to be pretty good. Then on top of that, we have their Imagination clone, which I'm not a big Imagination guy, but we'll give it a shot. We've got Valencia, Womo Intense, Valentino Womo Intense. We're going to compare side by side. And then Aether French Avenue, which is supposed to be Greenley, which we're also going to compare side by side. So 3 of the 4, I do have the originals for a side by side comparison on test strip, because that would be a total of 7 fragrances. So I'm not going to spray all of that on skin, but we're going to see, you know my motto, those of you who watch my live streams, sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit. We're going to find which is which and whatever falls in between, and we'll discuss why it falls in between. So stay tuned. All right, so naturally we are going to start with Luciano's Coastal Breeze. Love the whole beach theme they got going here. It's an extrait de parfum. Get that out the way. Wow, they really went there. I'm not a fan of going this far with it on the bottles, but I mean, here we are. Luciano's Coastal Breeze. Let's give them each a spray on test strip and see what we're working with. We'll have the original in the left hand. Go 3 sprays, put that there. God, that smells beautiful out in the air. These are bigger sprays, so we'll just do 2. So, left hand is the original Pacific Chill, right hand is Coastal Breeze. Juicy tropical fruit, super fresh and watery. So good, I paid over $300 retail for the bottle. That's how much I like Pacific Chill. Now, there's inherently a more rindy, ripe smell to the citrus on here. That is immediately a distinction I can tell apart from one another. Almost smells like a little bit of orange here. And if there is orange in both of them, then it's more prominent here. Because I don't remember the notes. I know there's some kind of passion fruit, fruitiness, lychee, something along those lines. With other citruses, yeah, this is a little bit more rindy and kind of ripe smelling versus just the overall pleasant juiciness of the original. Undeniably similar to one another, but not one to one. Definitely not one to one. But super close. I gotta say, I do like both quite a bit, man. Quite a bit. So I'm gonna be going to the gym in a little bit. I might throw this on so I can have some on-skin time with it. A little bit of spice coming across here. It could just be the test strip. I'm not sure. But they're very close. Let's pull up the notes on Coastal Breeze. So according to what I'm reading here, it is, according to this, the notes are citron, orange, so there is orange, mint, lemon, blackcurrant, and coriander. Capturing vitalizing notes. Aromatic aquatic masterpiece, majestic calming energy. So that's all it gives. On the site I'm looking at, fragflex.com is where I found the first spot with a note breakdown for Coastal Breeze, because it's not on Parfumo and Fragrance Net. I mean, Trograntica, places like that. It's not on there, but you know, when we compare it to Pacific Chill's notes, which I'll also have on screen, the notes are apricot, citron, orange, peppermint, ambret seed, blackcurrant, date, fig, lemon, may rose, basil, carrot seed, coriander seed. So a lot more going on, a lot more spicy notes, a lot more green elements, more variety with the fruits and the citruses. So it's apricot. I couldn't remember what tropical type smelling fruit it was, so it's apricot. Okay. Peppermint's really starting to come out on the original now that it's settled down. And I do get the distinctive minty tone coming out on the clone as well. I gotta say, side-by-side comparison, test strip now On skin might be even closer because they'll open up more, especially the deeper, spicier notes and stuff like that. They'll come out, the heavier notes come out more on skin. I think it's every bit of like 85% accurate. I don't think it's 1-to-1, which is not a bad thing. I think that's actually a pretty good thing. I prefer a little bit of a twist. Very close, very distinctive, clearly going the route of Pacific Chill. I think it's an 8 out of 10 fragrance. It's great. For what you're going to pay, it's around 40 bucks. It's definitely good. It's definitely really good. Damn it, it's great. Hence why I'm giving it, in my rating scale, great, 8 out of 10. I do quite like it. I'm going to spend some time with this. I'm going to do a full review on this one, absolutely, over the next, I would say within the next 2 weeks, because I know people are going to want to know more. They want to know about performance. I want to know more. I definitely do, because this compelled me so much that I paid, I think it was like $330, $340 after taxes. Got my initials engraved in it and everything right there from Louis Vuitton. Had a great experience over there. It compelled me to buy this bottle, which I typically wouldn't spend over $300 on a fragrance unless I really, really felt like I had to have it. And here you go. So to come across a clone of it that gets really close intrigues me to the point to where I want to spend more time. So with this first impressions, 8 out of 10. Okay, so we're starting off hot. We're going to stick with the fresh ones. This is Aether, I believe is how you say that. French Avenue. Really nice presentation. Gotta say, like the look of the bottle. Get that over there. Okay. All right. Is that a Fragrance World fragrance or something? I don't know. Aether is what it comes up as. Let's give 2 sprays of Greenley. We'll do the same thing. The left hand will be the original. The right hand will be the clone. Good atomizer. Okay. Parfums de Marla Greenley. Aether French Avenue. Juicy green apple right away. Gotta love it. Greenley's such a great versatile wear. Woods, green fruitiness. Very similar. Very, very similar. Almost indiscernible from one another. On test strip, yeah, super accurate on test strip. Super accurate. Impressive. Because it's funny, this is another one I get asked about a clone for all the time. And I have some like designers that get kind of close, like Mercedes-Benz Ultimate, stuff like that. Great alternative, not same fragrance. Coach Green. Great alternative, not the same fragrance. This, clone. Straight up clone. I can't really tell a difference on test strip. Crisp, fruity, apple, fresh green. A little bit of soft wood. A little bit of that shampoo-y kind of feel. I can't tell a difference on paper. I can't. We're going to call it 90+% accurate on paper. May dry down a little differently on skin. Might tell a different. Will probably tell a different story. But on test strip, I can't tell the difference between the two. Just can't. Let's see if I can find some notes on this. So guys, I didn't find anything. I'll have Greenley's notes on screen from Parfumo, but I didn't find anything through search. Because when it comes to these lesser known clones, a lot of the times you got to go looking through different sites that are selling them that'll give you a write-up on what's going on with the fragrance. There's a few spots that have some stuff, you know, as far as for sale, but nothing that gives me a note breakdown. So I don't know what notes are in here, but what I can tell you is I don't really smell a difference. The apple's coming out more, and I think I'm getting a little bit more green notes, like a cypress, fresh green kind of smell out of the clone more. But I mean, it minor details. I'm reaching here. I'm really reaching. It's that close. I feel like I'm smelling Greenley on 2 different test strips. 8.5 out of 10, great, because that's how I feel about Greenley. I feel the same here. On test strip, I can't really tell much of a difference here at all, really. 90+% accurate on the test strip. I'm confident on skin would be a little bit easier to try to pick up differences and nuances, but then again, they might be close as hell on skin too. I don't know, but I got to tell you, so far, as far as accuracy, I'm impressed by this. Aether, French Avenue, is spot on to Greenley on a test strip. Okay, wow. So Valentino Womo Intense, which I just recently picked up a newer batch. And then we have Milestone Perfumes Valencia Womo Intense. I had never heard of this particular fragrance. I've heard of Milestone Perfumes, but I've never heard of this particular fragrance from them. Here you go. Has the color scheme, but it's a different bottle. I actually like the bottle. I do like the bottle, I gotta say. Inspiration from one another, kind of, sort of, but not really, you know, aside from the color scheme. The cap's even translucent. It's plastic, but I actually really like it. I actually really like this. I gotta say, as far as the bottle, I'm digging it. Let's grab some test strips. Same thing as before. The left is gonna have this designer masterpiece. 2 sprays of Womo Intense. Vanilla leather, waxy iris, just magnificent. God, it's engulfed the airspace. So beautiful. Oh, look at that. Whew. Okay, right away they're going to be close. I can tell you that right now. Oh, man, this is the one. This is the comparison right here. This is the one. Because the original's so good. And if it doesn't measure up, I'm going to be unfair. I'm telling you now, if Valencia Womo Intense doesn't measure up closely and doesn't grab me the way Womo Intense does, I'm going to give it a lower rating than you might assume. Like if it would still warrant a 7.5, I might give it like a 5 and just say it's just okay. Because it's not wildly expensive to get the original, and the original's a bona fide designer iris masterpiece. So, God, let's see. It's close, but not the same. It's a little fresher. The iris note smells the same, though. I don't get the same level of leather, I think, is the biggest discerning factor here. I get the musk. I get a little bit of vanilla. I get plenty of that designer iris, that fantasy iris note. It's nice and waxy and powdery. Yeah, I get more leather out of the original. That's the only difference I pick up right away. Aside from that, they're pretty much the same. I think because of that iris is a big difference maker, though. I mean, that leather is a big difference maker. I think that's enough to call it like 85% accurate, because that other 15% is the leather to me. Darker element coming in a little more. Maybe as it dries, I'll get more of a leather accord. Womo Intense is superior. The original is superior here, guys. But Valencia Womo Intense gets really close. The bottle captures my heart a little bit here, because I do really like this bottle. This is my favorite bottle of the 3 we've looked at so far. I actually kind of like this bottle more than Valentino Womo Intense's bottle. This is a nice bottle. The atomizer's great. The cap's great. It doesn't matter with how it smells, but I do like the bottle. Maybe it's adding a little bias. I don't know, because I do like the bottle. I'm saying it's 85% accurate is the number I'm going to throw on it, because it's clearly Valentino Womo Intense with less leather. See if I can find a note breakdown. Okay, so they have an Amazon listing for it. Let me pull it up on Parfumo for the original. Okay, so we got both. I have both notes on screen. So according to this Amazon listing, we are looking at mandarin orange, clary sage, iris, tonka bean, vanilla, and leather versus nutmeg, mandarin orange, sage, juniper berry, iris, vanilla, leather, patchouli, tonka bean. Very, very similar. Very few things are different. I think the patchouli and the nutmeg are the big glaring differences here. Yeah. Yeah, that's the big differences. I mean, vanilla and tonka bean. So tonka bean, patchouli, and nutmeg. and juniper. So half the notes, but not a big enough difference here. I think the nutmeg being omitted is part of the reason I don't get the darker element of the leather as much, because this is settling in a lot more spicy and this is not. So what that tells me is Valencia Womo Intense is more like the old 2016 version and less like the 2021 version. Because the 2021 version, the only thing I've noticed is it's a little bit spicier than the old version. So I think that's what's going on here. It's not so much the leather like I'm thinking, because it is on a test strip. It's the spice that's lacking, but I still call it, I do get less leather though. 85% accurate, but the kicker here is it's still so good. It's an 8.75 out of 10. It's not as good. It's not as good as Valentino Uomo Intense, but it's pretty damn close. Pretty damn close. I'm gonna go with an 8.75 out of 10. This is a hell of a clone haul. I gotta say, I'm living my best life sniffing these fragrances right now. I'm loving this. Oh, because I got the originals side by side. It's really good, guys. It's really good. I put the stamp of approval on this one more so than the other two, whereas the Greenley clone's the most accurate of the bunch so far, but this is the one I like the most, of course, because it's the Iris fragrance, but 8.75 out of 10. Okay, so next, last but not least, I don't have the original. This is Luciano Magnitude. I believe it's Imagination. I could be wrong. I want to say it's Imagination. I don't remember. I like the bottle. I'm not a big Imagination guy. L'Immensité, I like. Orage, I like. Ombre Nomade, I like. California Dream, I haven't tried yet. I did go ahead and buy the California Dream clone and the Afternoon Swim clone because I just want to check them out. So let's see. Great atomizer. Great atomizer, I gotta say, man. Definitely have some really good atomizers here. That's not Imagination. That's L'Immensité. Juicy citrus, crisp ginger. That's L'Immensité. I don't have the original for that either, but I've got plenty of it. I've smelled that a bunch of times. I've got several clones of L'Immensité. I like L'Immensité. Okay, so I like this one. I was, thinking I was going to be very lukewarm because I'm not a big Imagination guy. I'm just not. Like Norstag Trois from Paris Corner, my least favorite of those four. I really like the Afternoon Swim clone, Quattro, and the Tigar clone. I love those two. Those are really, really good. The Leighton clone's really good too, but it's not as rich as L'Immensity from Alexandria. It's a little bit fresher, but the same profile. Like you can tell the accuracy here is pretty high. Just off of scent memory, like I said, I don't have the original to do a side by side, but I've got plenty of experience with it. It's probably every bit of like 85, 90%. Let's call it around 90% accurate, but take that with a grain of salt because I can't do a side by side in the moment. It's going off of scent memory. Yeah, juicy citrus, creamy, crisp, slightly spiced, ginger dominant. A little musky. I like this. Let me see if I can find a note breakdown. Okay, so Fragflex got me covered on a note breakdown again. Let's see. Known for its sharp, pleasant, uplifting aroma, this scent is predominantly ginger-based, making it refreshingly unique, quite amazing for those who fancy spice. Did they give me some notes? They don't give me a note breakdown, so I guess we got to keep looking. Well, I didn't find, after a quick search, I'm not going to dive here for 20 minutes looking for a note breakdown, so I'll just put Parfumo's L'Immensité note breakdown for Louis Vuitton on screen. Fresh citrus, spicy, aquatic, woody, Ambroxan, ginger, grapefruit, Cascalone, ambergris, labdanum. Plenty of grapefruit and ginger. Ambroxan makes sense. Gives it that push, that freshness, that clean shower gel-like feel. Plenty of ginger. Definitely centered around the ginger. It's getting nice and spiced. 8 out of 10. This one's great too. This has been a great haul. I know this has been a longer video. I've tried to breeze through this as best I can, but I still want to convey my thoughts fully. Man, is this good. So just a quick recap. Luciano Magnitude, the Limensite clone, 8 out of 10. It's really good. The most accurate of the bunch is Aether French Avenue. I can't tell a difference between this and Greenley. Let's see now that they had more time to dry. It's the same fragrance on a test strip. It just is. Then I think my favorite is definitely Milestone Valencia Womo Intense. I love the bottle. It's a representation of an old batch, I find, because it lacks the spice and a little bit of the leather. It's a softer leather accord than the current formula of Womo Intense. God, this is so good. The leather's coming out more. It's the spice. 85% accurate, but it's just really good. It is really good. It's closer to the old 2016 formula. And then we have kind of the main event for a lot of people, Luciano Coastal Breeze versus Pacific Chill. Oh, they've gotten so much closer on test strip. That might be, I'm going to review that first. Coastal Breeze, I'm going to start spending time with first. I was going to wear Arrows today, but screw it. We're wearing this today. What the hell? Big sprays. 4 sprays. We're going to the gym. I'm going to refresh again later after the gym. That smells so good. This is a great clone. I'm so happy I have this. So, there you have it. I'll have links down below for everything from Fragrance By. Fragrance By did send these my way. I do have a haul coming with 2 more of the Luciano fragrances, the Afternoon Swim and the California Dream clone, so I can check those out. As well as I got Jean Paul Gaultier Scandal, Scandal of Parfum, and Scandal Parfum Absolu. I wanted to get the new Absolute flanker. I figured if I'm going to get one, I might as well get all 3. I've tried the first 2, never bought bottles, so here we go. Buying all 3, just like I did with Phantom, how I bought them all when I wanted to get the Intense. Same thing here. I went ahead and just bought them all. So I have a Fragrance By haul coming. We'll be doing that video, possibly live. Might do it recorded like this. I don't know. But thank you once again, Fragrance By, for sending this my way. Again, there's links down below if you want to check them out. And until next time, make sure to like, comment, subscribe before you leave this video. I hope this video was helpful. I had a blast doing this video. You have a good one, guys.